What's up, my sensual otakus? Welcome back to another video. Now, in this video, I'm going to do 5 slice of life anime that I love. And of course, I love way more than 5, but we're just gonna keep it at 5, and maybe I'll do like different parts to this since I am gonna make this a series. So, the first one on the list is the time I got reincarnated as a slime. Seeing Rimuru work to bring together the different races is actually enjoyable to watch, and he's doing it well. They are doing it as a slime, just a slime who ended up a man who ended up being sent to another world after he loses his life, working to not only become stronger but to bring together these different races of people that he comes across throughout his journey, like just meeting them and being empathetic and understanding them and finding a place for them to go, and not only a place for them to go but a place for them to rebuild the homes that were taken from them. And I really like anime that focuses on that, on friendship, on community, on building bonds, and persevering even when when you're in unfortunate situations, like losing most of your people. For instance, like, what are they, the ogres, Shion and what's his freaking name, Benimaru, and all of them, them. I like seeing that. I also think that the characters are really interesting, intriguing. Like, the character designs, they have their own stories, they have personalities that I really love. I've been getting a lot of people saying that they want me to do a Shion cosplay, and I definitely will, because I really like that character, and I think that would be really fun to do. The next one on my list is Komi Can't Communicate. Komi Can't Communicate is really special to me because I am a person who is socially awkward. Whenever I was in school, I used to feel like the odd man out, and it was strange because it wasn't that I didn't have friends. I had friends, and it was easy for me to make friends, but even within those friend groups, I would feel out of place. I would still feel like the odd man out, and like I just didn't belong. And of course, there were some things that I was going through that my friends weren't going through. So that is one of the reasons, but I've always just kind of felt like that. And I really empathize with Komi and her being socially awkward, and not knowing how to talk to people, being afraid to talk to people because she was socially awkward. But then also pretty privilege attracting people to her, because we gonna keep it a buck. Komi was beautiful, and everybody liked her because she was beautiful. Like, they didn't know her before they ended up being friends with her, and they become friends with her, find out that she's cool. But the initial reaction from the people was that she was beautiful, and they kind of put her on a pedestal as like higher than they were a lot of the times. Not that they thought she was better than them, but she just kind of was cool to everybody, and everybody wanted to be her friend, and they just didn't know how to go about doing it. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Like, she was beautiful. It was pretty privileged, and that was the same for me. I feel like a lot of people were attracted to me, and not necessarily romantically, but period, because of that, because I was pretty, because they liked how I looked and stuff like that. I always thought that was weird. I think pretty privilege is weird. It was something that I've never wanted to accept, but at the same time, can you run from it? No, because that's how our society is wired. But back to the point. I like her. I like the anime because it focuses on that, like being a socially awkward person and building friendships with people, even though you're afraid. So, like, she's facing her fears. She's opening herself up to evolve and to become more than what she already was. And people are easily attracted to her because, not just because she's pretty, like I said, but she also, her aura, the way that she makes them feel, the vibe that they get from her. And I really love that it did not focus on romance. We know Tadano kind of has a crush on Komi, and we know that Komi kind of has a crush on Tadano, but it didn't focus on that. And I really like slice of life anime that doesn't. Don't get me wrong, I like the romantic element to a lot of the ones that are out there too, but when they don't focus on it, I like that as well. Look, Komi was beautiful, and everybody liked her because she was beautiful. Like, they did. They didn't know her before they ended up being friends with her, and they become friends with her, find out that she's cool, but the initial reaction from the people was that she was beautiful, and they kind of put her on a pedestal as like higher than they were a lot of the times. Not in like a I can't think of the word that I'm trying to think of, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Like, she was beautiful. It was pretty privileged, and that was the same for me. I feel like a lot of people were attracted to me, and not necessarily romantically, but period, because of that, because I was pretty, because they liked how I looked and stuff like that. I always thought that was weird. I think pretty privilege is weird. It was something that I've never wanted to accept, but at the same time, can you run from it? No, because that's how our society is wired. But back to the point. I like her. I like the anime because it focuses on that, like being a socially awkward person and building friendships with people, even though you're afraid. So like, she's facing her fears. She's opening herself up to evolve and to become more than what she already was. And people are easily attracted to her because not just because she's pretty, like I said, but she also, her aura, the way that she makes them feel, the vibe that they get from her. And I really love that it did not focus on romance. We know Tadano kind of has a crush on Komi, and we know that Komi kind of has a crush on Tadano, but it didn't focus on that. And I really like slice of life anime that doesn't. Don't get me wrong, I like the romantic element to a lot of the ones that are out there too, but when they don't focus on it, I like that as well. The third anime on my list is Food Wars. First of all, it's about food. Like, where could you go wrong? Like, it's about food, and it presents it in a way that is different. Like, the food is so good that people have this like orgasmic reaction to it. Like, you would think that they were in, having certain relations with each other, but nah, they just eating some good food. And I rock with that because I love food. Even though I have a weird relationship with it, I love it, especially when it's good. But the fact that they created this society where people who were better cooks were at the top of the totem pole, and their society was based off of, like, they classed people by how well they cooked. Such a different storyline to an old format, if that makes sense. Like, we have seen so many anime where people are classed in different ways. You have the strongest at the top, the weakest at the bottom. But this anime does it with food. Like, people who can cook are at the top. And let's be real, people who can cook are special. People who love to cook are special. Everything that they make is good, and you can tell that they love it. You can feel the love when you eat their food. And I just love how they use food to class people. Basically put people in certain classes. And to me, dope idea. I just like it. It's just so different from what we're used to seeing. The fourth anime on my list is Psyche K. Psyche is also another like socially awkward, like nerdy character that I fell in love with. Like, him going out of his way to try and live an ordinary life, but always being reminded that he was extraordinary, and like, yeah, you live in an ordinary life, your parents are ordinary, some of your friends are ordinary, but you are not ordinary. So while you're trying to be low key and live this ordinary life, it doesn't really work out because you're special. So you can't run from your special. Like I was saying about the my experiences with pretty privilege. You can't run from your special. You can't. I've tried. Psyche has tried. You can't do it. And of course, I'm more than just beauty. Um, there are a lot of things that come with me, and you wouldn't know that until you get to know me. So there's that. But I also like seeing him bond, make friends, and bond with certain people, even though he claims that he doesn't like to, and that he's a loner, and he likes being alone, and he likes being left alone, and he doesn't want to be friends with these people. But he almost cannot help themselves because of their actions. Like, he's always there to save them. And I kind of feel like if you're not interested in being friends, or you don't like to be friends with certain people, you would just let them be. But he can't just mind his business. He has to save the world. And I think it's dope. Like, it's one of those animes that are comedy, and it's funny, and like the situations that he's put in are hilarious to me, and I just enjoy watching it. The last but not least on my list is K-On! K-On! Is an anime that I don't hear about often, and I don't understand why. It's just the most like heartwarming, like realistic anime that I've ever seen. But it's basically these 5 girls who form this light music band. They start by being in the light music club at school, and sharing their love of music and building their friendship based off of their love of music. And then you have Yui. I think, did Yui know how to play an instrument, or did they teach her? Or she figured out that she knew how to do it? I can't remember. It's been a while since I've seen K-On! Because I don't really see it on any of the platforms. Y'all let me know where I can find K-On! Because I used to watch it a lot, but I haven't seen it in a long time. But also, the music helping to motivate them and help them to grow as people. We see them go to high school. They're in high school, and they're in the light music club, and one of the girls, I think Mio, is younger than the other girls, and they're making the transition from high school to college, and she is anxious because the light music club is going to be left up to her, and like kind of them reminding her and giving her the courage to find good people to be in the club, and like instilling love and adoration and all of that in her, so that she can feel confident in herself. I really like that aspect of it. They were transitioning to be college students, and she was younger. She was going to still be at the school or whatever, and she was anxious about it. But her finding courage in her friendship with them, it's just really heartwarming. It's really encouraging, and it's just really sweet. It also made me want to be in a band. There's very little media out there, anything that I consume, that makes me want to be in a band, but K-On! Is one of those anime that made me feel like, you know what, I probably can play the drums a little bit. I could be the lead singer a little bit. I can play a guitar a little bit. I probably can. And then I can form my own band. Who knows? But I love anime that makes you want to do things that you never thought that you would do. Or not even just anime, but TV shows, movies, stuff like that. K-On! Was one of those ones that really grew on me. And it's one of those ones that I like to keep in rotation. However, like I said, I can't find it. If y'all are watching it, where are y'all watching it? I do have Crunchyroll. I think I searched for it one time and didn't see it on there, but if it's on there now, please let me know. But that is the end of my top, well, 5 slice of life anime that I love. Let me know what you think about this video. Also, let me know different slice of life anime that y'all love. Also, give me some recommendations, some suggestions, because I love that genre a lot. I love anime that is just focused on real life. Like, it's realistic. There's nobody fighting villains and stuff like that. They're just living their normal life and doing normal things, and it's heartwarming to me. So I love anime like that because, you know, there's a lot of anime where hero versus villain, and that can get redundant, and, you know, same format, different characters. But thank y'all for watching this video. Let me know what you think about it. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and add your little 2 cents. What do you think? What are 5 slice of life anime that you like? And also, do you agree with, do you like my list? But thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.